Oh my goodness. Isolation, need a haircut, what's going on? Good evening people, welcome everybody. Edis, how's it going my man? Good to see you on. Welcome to another video, so another live stream. Now, for those that joined plenty of the live streams that we do over the past, especially the past few weeks during the isolation and coronavirus and all that kind of jazz, you will have seen in the last week we started a new series up called iSOLEation conversation, and we're going to do more of a trainer chat. So for you guys that maybe don't jump on as often, we do things like pub nights, quiz nights and things like that, but we're going to bring in some more trainer people just to talk trainers. So good evening everybody. Yep, nice one. Hello. We've got some very special guests on today. Not that every week will be special guests. I can't believe when we've asked people to jump on and join a live stream just to talk about trainers, how many people responded really positively. It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? Because it's almost what's going on in the whole world. Do trainers really matter at the moment? I'm not too sure if they matter at the moment or not, but it's just a little bit of something just to take our mind off the general crap that's going on. So you've seen who we've got coming on today. We're very lucky. We've got a couple of people on, and we are going to get the first person. We're going to join them on now. So let me just add this man in, if we can get him. Let's see if we can. And all the way from New York, we have got Mr. Matthew J. Welty. Good evening.
How you doing?
How's it going, my friend?
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, good afternoon for you, I suppose.
Yeah, it's only
3:30.
Yeah, it's 3:30 in the middle of the day. Took a few minutes off of work to do this, so hopefully it's okay.
So I was going to ask you about a few things, obviously, like work and things, because did you pick up the virus? Was that confirmed, or was it just?
I never got tested because they said if you don't feel right, you're better off staying home.
Yeah.
As long as the symptoms weren't severe.
Severe, yeah. Very similar
I had like the dry cough. Had the chills, the sweats, and then I really felt it in my chest. It was like when I breathed, it was like, constricted. Yeah. It took about 3 weeks to get over. So
really,
yeah, assuming that about what I had, because it wasn't like the flu. But all better now. So
and that's the main thing, that we're all good and all fit and healthy and stuff. Mm-hmm. So. For doing things for Complex, what are we doing at the minute? Are we working from home, putting out content?
Yeah, we're at home. As you see, I have like this behind me. We have a little setup here. We're shooting full size run. Shout out JLP in the chat.
Yeah, I've just seen Joe Puma. Shout out Joe.
Yeah, we're shooting full size run at home. We're shooting the Complex Sneakers podcast with Joe LaPuma and Brendan Dunn. Shout out Joe Connolly in the chat too. ACAB. All cats are beautiful. Yeah, so we're doing that stuff at home. Have like a microphone here. Yeah.
All set up. Well, what were the Adidas trainers on the table then? What have you got?
Oh, here's something that you guys like.
Oh, the LGs.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They said I couldn't put these on during the show because they couldn't clear the picture of Liam through the legal team.
Really?
To have his likeliness in the background. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I got a bunch behind me, but a few things.
So obviously we put out the questions. Well, I can believe at the same time. But one thing that stuck out for us is obviously you're over in the States, but you have a very British casual culture. to your like collection and demeanour, the things you wear, the things you go to football and things like that. And loads of people were asking, what came first? Did you start going to the football or soccer first, and did that determine, or were you always into like the Adidas scene, or how did it come about? Because you're a bit of an anomaly, really, aren't you? Over there.
I would say that, I mean, obviously, like in America, like we say, like everyone got into like soccer, like growing up, because like 1994 World Cup being in the States was kind of like, for me and people of my generation, that was kind of like our first introduction to football at all, and especially being in our backyard. Around the same time, MLS launched, I believe 2 years after that. So kind of like that's when football started in America for the most part. But I was just like kind of like somewhat into it. But then I was always into sneakers for a long time. Got really into like the European sneaker scene just in general. A lot of Diadora, Asics, Air Max, Adidas. Oh, Joe Connolly saying he took me to Rochdale and Barry. That was the first. That was the first English football match that I went to in Rochdale of all places. Yeah. Yeah.
So when was that? No, when did you come across for that?
That was 2016, I think, or 2017, with Johnny Mangus as well. But just long story short, started getting into the football. I live very close to New York Red Bull ground.
Yeah.
So I was just like, hey, I'm just going to start going to the matches. Little did I know there actually was like a big scene of guys who were like not super like casual, but like you'd go and people would have on like Adidas handboards and, you know, Fred Perry polos and Ralph Lauren hats and Stone Island jackets. And I was like, oh, like, what's this, you know? And then just started, you know, hanging with all those guys. And that's probably like 5-6 years ago now. So I've been into the casual scene, I would say. You know, I'm not going to front like I've been into it for forever, but been into it for about 5-6 years. And also helps that I get work in the sneaker industry too. So
yeah. And always been into trainers and sneakers. I'm sure you were aware of what was going on in our country and all around the world in different places.
That's kind of how I like found out about casual culture, was just like, you know, you'd get into shoes like Beckenbauer and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, what's up with all these flat shoes, you know? And then you kind of branch out a little bit and find a little more.
Yeah. Well, that's the same for, I think, a lot. I've got to be honest, I was never into it when it was the Nike SB era that got me into the whole collecting sneakers kind of thing. It wasn't the Adidas thing for me. Different to Lance, so I don't know if he's in the chat actually. I don't know if Lance has popped up yet. But
his beautiful grey beard.
His beautiful grey beard. Yeah, Santa, he's on holiday.
Got some things over here that you guys probably like.
Oh yeah. Well, I've just seen George has just popped up in the chat. Mr. Griffin, part of the design team on those. What a shoe! I
have both of them.
Have you got two pairs? So you've got a pair of blues and a pair of.
So here's one full pair of these, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Amazing.
And hold on. I think these are hiding. I think I was wearing these the other day.
Oh, another one. You pull out the friends and family pack, I'm gonna be crying.
As everyone knows, big shoe.
Big shoe. That's a big shoe. But for me, probably last year the best release for me, because it's like a retro, but it's not a retro.
Yeah.
You know, it was a perfect continuation of
people like these ones too. The
Packers. Yeah.
Those are really limited, right?
Yeah. There's not many pairs came across the UK, I don't think.
Yeah. A lot of Adidas shoes out here, but yeah.
How easy is it for you to get them then? I mean, obviously I know you're quite connected, but if you were to want to try and buy them,
I'm not to like put it all out there, but I'm friends with Mark from Overkill. I've known him for quite a few years. I actually brought him to a New York Red Bulls match a few years back. he came with me. So
Right, he's a good lad, Mark. Yeah, we've met Mark.
Yeah.
He's a good lad.
Yeah. Where's Luke? Is he coming?
Luke, well, we can't get 3 people on, so I'm going to get you on for a bit, and then
Okay.
we'll flip Luke on afterwards.
All right.
We've got some really good questions though. Like people, obviously, because you work in the sneaker industry. On the last stream, we had a couple of collectors on, and people were saying like, how rewarding is it to be working in an area that you actually have a passion for as well? Is it like your dream job kind of thing, or how did you get into it? Or
Yeah. I guess I worked in the footwear industry for like a long time, just in like retail. Like I worked at Foot Locker for like 7 years. I worked at other retailers. That kind of started it. And then, you know, I went away to school, got a journalism degree, kind of got into the whole like menswear space. And that got an internship at Complex. This is probably about 2012 now.
right?
2012. Next year I started like freelancing, and then by the end of that year they just hired me as this like a sneaker writer, like the lowest of positions. I don't think I was making much money.
But you've got to start somewhere, and that I think a lot of people watching, they want to go, well, how can I be Matt Welty and be on Full Size Run and put articles out on Complex? But you didn't jump straight into that. You've got to put the hard work in first.
Yeah, so did that, and then you know, just was you know, started writing about sneakers, writing. And then shout out Brendan Dunn, my mustache compadre in the chat. So yeah, started doing that. And then Full Size Run, it was started by Brendan and Rich in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was watching it right from the start when it popped up. With Brendan, and are we allowed to call his name? Are we allowed that?
Yeah, you can say Rich. I don't care. Shout out Brendan in the chat. Yeah, we did that, and then you know, I think I was like a guest early on.
Yes.
And I was a guest on one of the earlier episodes, and then I think Brendan or Rich were sick or on vacation, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you fill in?" This was when the show was still just on Facebook Live,
right?
And PG, shout out PG knows, saying I'm coming through with some hummus. So they just put me on, and they were like, "Hey, it seemed more because I think Brendan and Rich, they agreed on a lot more stuff, and then I think I just had a different opinion. Not that my opinion was better or anything, but we were actually started like arguing about stuff, and I think the concept of having 3 people that have 3 different opinions versus whatever. So
I agree on that, because when me and Lance started talked about doing the annex.
Yeah.
You know, I've always liked quite media stuff. I've always fancied doing YouTube. I thought I'd never want to do it on my own and just shouting my opinion at somebody. So to have somebody to bounce off and someone to flip opinions on the head and look at different angles, I think it really works. And obviously having the 3 people is even better.
Yeah. Then Rich left to do other stuff, and then Trinidad was a guest, and we had gone out to lunch after he was the guest. We went to what's the name of the burger place? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But went to Shake Shack and had a burger, and he was saying that he was into it. Then he sent me a text being like, "Hey, you guys need another host?" And that's kind of it happened organically. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
He genuinely wanted to do it, and which I think is like a cool behind the scenes story.
And again, he brings a different slant to it as well, don't it?
For sure.
Completely different.
Even though we view things differently, it's nice to talk to people just who like view things, you know, from a different viewpoint. It also helps like conversation with different guests that like he'll view things differently than I would. So
and you appeal to that broad sense as well. It's not just I'm into Nikes or Jordans or one genre. You know, you appeal to a lot of people. So it's for me, it's the second best YouTube channel out there. Do you know what I mean?
Second best to the
second
end,
best,
right?
obviously. So we had some full size run questions actually.
Okay.
Someone shouted out the favourite trainer of a full size run guest.
What do you mean?
Think? Do you know, like when the guests come on and they flex their own trainers, and they bring
Who-
on and you do that thing? Has there someone come on and just worn a pair that you've gone, oh my goodness, I can't believe they brought those on?
Well, I think that has to be Just Blaze. He wore the undefeated Jordan 4s.
Yes.
Not my personal favorite shoe, but
But
to me,
just in general.
I don't think you can get crazier than. Oh, shout out Frank Cook, also FSR alum in the chat, former Jordan brand designer. Also does a lot of other cool stuff. Yeah, I think Just Blaze.
Yeah, the
undefeated Jordan 4s.
Well, I DM'd you when you did the amazing article with the Nike SBs.
Oh, shout out
last week?
to,
Who came up with the undefeated 4 SB? Was that yourself or?
it was a collaboration between me, Zach, and Mike, who also work at.
I'll tell you, it was a great article itself because obviously SB hype is just.
It's
massive,
crazy now, right?
It's meant. Were you into SBs? I'm guessing you must have been. At some point.
Yeah. I think I have some things. This is probably gonna look like a mess because my sneaker room is a disaster, and half the stuff is missing right now because it's over here. You'll probably see. I need to clean this up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This needs to. I don't have a lot of things without boxes, but I'm just trying to see if there's something quick I can pull out without everything exploding. You know what I mean? More than it already is. Let me find some old shoes. There's a lot of Nike stuff. There's a lot of Nike stuff in here too. But
just while you're looking for stuff, I've got another question.
Go on.
Have you ever resold sneakers?
Yes, all the time. Shout out Joe LaPuma with the joke right there. I'm trying to. All right, you can keep the questions going. I'm at the SPs. Remember when people actually cared about this shoe?
Yeah, I've still got a pair in a box upstairs actually, in where I keep all my kicks. I actually think they're one of the few ones that might just become classic going forward.
These are really old. These are from 2005.
Nice.
That's older. I like that shoe a lot.
Yeah.
All right, here's some shoes. These were the first Dunks I got, the Crimson SBs.
Nice.
I like these. They're nothing crazy. Then I went and had these ones, Aqua Chalks. So like 06, I think. Kind of cool. Here's a shoe that Nike SB released and then canceled. The Jeremy Fish SB Classic.
Oh, nice. I've not seen those before.
These shoes got released. And then I guess he didn't like the finished product, so they pulled them off shelves.
Right. Is that like a similar, like a Heineken Dunk story kind of thing?
Yeah, they're not as hyped because I think they came out in 06, but after it. But yeah. Oh, and here's the shoes that everyone wants that I have. Here we go. There we go. This is the one everyone keeps on hitting me up about. Yeah.
Yes, I'm rubbish at the celebs. Who wore them recently? Was it
Kylie Jenner?
Kylie Jenner, yeah, Kylie Jenner wore them, didn't she? There's a really funny guy who's got a massive SB collection, copying all the pictures. Have you seen that?
Sorry, who?
There's a guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's copying all the pictures with his SBs.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Doing the same poses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple more then, and we're going to get Luke on. People are saying, so because just on the back of the SB thing, what's your favourite recent SB release then in recent years? Are you into it, or are you kind of over it, or?
Recent SB release that I think is good. I don't want to say Travis. I hate the Ben & Jerry's Dunks. I think those are really whack. Oh man.
Do you know on the Travis, for me, the shoe is brilliant. It's the association for me that it's put
Yeah.
into that hype beast league. If that had just released as like a quick strike.
You know what I think is good? Is I probably wouldn't wear it, but that Strange Love.
Yeah. I picked up.
I wouldn't wear it, but I think it's a good shoe. So that's the answer on that. And the yellow Diamond Dunks. Shout out Nicky Diamonds.
The yellow, yeah. Obviously, I didn't. No chance of me getting those. But
Yeah.
the Strange Loves for me harked back to what SB was like and bringing out all the mad colorways and textures and things like that. It was a good release. And
The best thing was like quick story was that when the yellow Diamond Dunks released at ComplexCon, we were like leaving like the VIP room, and I had to like go to the bathroom or something, so everyone else left like 2 minutes before I did, and they saw Nick Diamond, and he had like a big like diamond display, and they all went into the gate because we all know him, and I was like outside because I had was 2 minutes behind, and then all of a sudden there was a huge line of kids, so I was on the outside of it, and the kids just like rushed towards it, and I see like Brendan Dunn and Gerald like in the middle, like people were like jumping and shaking the gate, like trying to get the shoes.
Because they didn't release them, did they? At that point,
they couldn't. They didn't drop them. I don't think they had to cancel it. I've seen crazy stuff happen, at ComplexCon for that stuff. But I mean,
yeah, it's a whole. I've never been to one, obviously, over there. We've been to lots of shows in the UK, but I think it's on a different level. Oh, I think we've lost Matt for a second.
You lost me?
Oh no, you come back. No, I'm just saying it's a different level, ComplexCon and events over in the States compared to over here. I'm going to finish on one last question.
Yep.
We can't not ask this question. Favorite special trainer? It's going to be a tough one. So,
like,
which one
do I think is the best, or like what's like my favorite one that I own?
You can answer both. Answer both if you want.
I mean, the Topanga to me is really good. That's a shoe I don't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't have the Topangas. I wish I did.
I wish I had Kirkdale's.
Yeah.
Shout out Joe Connolly for supposedly naming that shoe. He claims.
Okay. There's a lot of people actually I've spoke to Gary about, because they're bringing out in the next drop is a lot of names around Leeds. So I said to him, Gary, you could have called like my village where me and Lance live. And he's like, oh, you should have hit me up. I was like, oh, no. So what's the best one you got?
I like Manchester, obviously.
Yes.
You want to know the one I've probably worn the most? This might sound like a shitty answer, but the one that I wore the most is the Lacombe.
Yeah.
To me, that's like a perfect like summer shoe.
You can wear it with anything.
Yeah, I know it's not like probably the most hype or anything like that. I mean, like I said, like these are like one of the more hype special shoes.
Yeah.
I have Manchesters. I have a bunch of stuff. I have this pair that I showed the other day. I wore these to a football match, and like first time I wore them, I like walked into a flare, and the shoes completely like torched. No, but yeah, I would say favorite one to wear is Lacombe. Yeah. I think that everyone's gonna get on me enough for not saying Ardwick, but
everyone's got the weird favorites. One of my favorites is like a Holton that I picked up in the sales. It's like
you like that shoe?
I love that shoe. I absolutely love that shoe. And then like the Liam Gallagher ones. Obviously, I'm a massive Oasis fan, so people know.
I have the blue. I have Noel Gallagher's as well.
The Garwins.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shoe. Yeah. Right, Matt. It's been an absolute pleasure to get you on. Really appreciate you coming on. We will save the stream, so you'll be able to watch all Matt's stuff back and ask any questions. But really appreciate it. You take it easy over in New York, and we'll speak to you later. Thank you very much.
All right, Danny. Thanks.
All right.
Stay
Cheers,
safe.
Matt. See you later. Bye-bye. So there we go, Mr. Matthew J. Welty in the house. Big shout out to Matt coming on. And you know, here on the Annex, we are a massive Adidas focus, not complete Adidas focus, but we have got a big Adidas focus. So we thought we'd get somebody else on. We're going to get somebody else on that we can talk Adidas with. So I'm just going to see if I can get our next guest on. There we go. And from one massive Adidas person to somebody who has been creating some incredible Adidas shoes recently, Mr. Luke Matthews.
We're on, mate. Good evening.
Good evening. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. How's things at the minute? Let's just get the pleasantries work-wise. Are we still in lockdown? Are we working from home?
We're working from home. We're working from home. Obviously, it's crazy. It's the same for everyone. I think we're all in it. And I think for me, it's difficult. We've got used to doing it, but I think we all come out of it stronger for sure. So
yeah, I've seen some real positive stories coming out of the back of all the. I mean, it's awful looking at the 10,000 deaths. It's an awful stat to see, isn't it? But some of the things that people are doing on the back of it, and it's quite admirable, really.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of things will come out of it for the better. You see a lot of people being super creative. You see a lot of people coming together, and a lot of things that wouldn't have happened anyway. So it's given the platform for a lot of things to evolve and to come about. So yeah.
Even like things from working from home, for instance.
So yeah, totally.
People being really productive, being at home and still having to look after the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it shows it can be done.
Absolutely. So yeah. Right, anyway, trainers, because we're trying to get out of the whole, trying to block all that stuff out at the minute. So just like Matt, we had some really, we expect as usual questions about the Adidas releases and stuff like that. But we had a couple of really good ones, and I'm going to hit you straight with this one.
Yeah.
What route did you take to getting into the role you're with at Size? Because I think, a bit like Matt just said before, have we lost Luke a second?
Are we still here?
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like Matt said, yeah, he just went in and just kind of worked his way through the complex ranks. What's your story to get to the position you're in now?
So essentially, I used to work in retail as well, so similar. I used to work so I'm from Grimsby, that's where the accent is.
Yeah.
JD Sports Grimsby I started.
Right.
A while ago, and then I moved to Leeds. I went to university to study law, so I moved to Size and worked in store. And
I must have bumped into you so many times.
You definitely will have done.
Did you work when Rav worked there?
No, a little bit after that.
You were a bit after Rav, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, for 3 years in Leeds, working in store, doing my degree, graduated, and it got to that point where it was like, obviously you study for something for so long, but then your passion for something, which was trainers, had gone on for that long, and I was like, you know what, I can't actually walk away from this. And it got to a point where you just had to pick which. And at first I was like, you know what, I can make this work. I can make it fit with trainers. I can go down that route, in law. And it just didn't work. So I just had to take the leap. So then something came up at head office, and it was just a social media, essentially an entry-level role.
Right.
Took a leap, went for that. And then essentially just work through. So across the board now, I've worked in a few different departments to essentially get to where I am. But yeah, I think retail is super important for the industry across the board, because that understanding of, I guess, how people shop, what people do in terms of shopping, understanding the consumer, it's important.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in a sports shop. I was, when I was a kid, it was sports soccer at the time.
Oh yeah.
Which is now Sports Direct. It was just a weekend job kind of thing. But it showed you the route that, and I didn't continue my route through that. But I've seen people who did and ended up working area managers and working the way up.
It's not to say, because obviously I know people do study buying and things at university, and it's not to say that that's not, but I think that the experience is almost priceless of actually working in retail to do it properly, because that grounding is really important.
Definitely. And if you work within a team who does have that background from a an educational point of view. You can all bring different things to the table, I guess.
Totally. And I think from a degree perspective as well, them skills I learned are super transferable. I think with any degree, you can transfer skills to anything.
Yeah.
So it's not as if it was a wasted 3 years. It was really beneficial, but just the actual document that have itself, it just didn't. Binsy's in.
I think Binsy. He's crying because he didn't get the call. No, I'm the same. I did a sports degree, and now I play with trains for a living. Do you know what I mean? And make YouTube videos and things like that. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it, how things go. Just as you've got obviously further up in size, another question that we've got asked is, what like the process? Obviously, you've got have you got any to hand, any of the city series, or have you got anything super nice to hand? But,
We've got a few bits to hand, yeah.
Because I think Guy's just put up a picture actually of one of the pictures that inspired the colourways of the Shanghai. It was like the night sky and then the colours of the.
Yeah, so this was actually the first one we did with Shanghai was actually like a royal blue.
Right.
And it was based on the number plates of all the cars in Shanghai, but the shoe it did not feel special, but we've seen it before. We've seen it a lot. And then the next idea was, I can't remember the name of the building, but it's just really iconic when you see the cityscape. You see this building, and it was when I put the photos out, I put one of the other samples. It was like a cream leather with the pink and purple stripes.
Yes, yeah, so those.
That was the first one, and then this was another idea. But I mean, we've got loads of different versions of this. With obviously, I know that all the feedback's been why the heel, obviously just having a different colour.
Right.
I think from our side, we just wanted something completely different. Something that still felt like it belonged in the long list of cities, but also made it really, really relevant today. And just it almost forever now, this will be the Shanghai. So
yeah. I love the flip on the heel. Because I think I was trying to think when it first shown. I was like, I can't remember something that's had that flip. Like a completely different colour on it. I can't think of anything.
So we didn't do it at Liverpool. We've done it in Shanghai. You'll have to wait and see what else we're doing it on. But yeah.
So this was what I was getting onto that people were asking was the process. So how do you go about, like, when you and Adi have to get together? How many kind of iterations do you go through, and what do you do to get to the final shoe? Have you got like a few key stages?
I guess it changes per project. Obviously, we have an ongoing archive series which we've been doing for years.
Yeah.
And me and Bins have a long list of shoes we'd love to bring back, but it's sometimes not as easy as that. I think in the past, when obviously Adi as a brand was licensed to different countries and stuff, there's lots of different versions per territory of different shoes. So some toolings that exist. So Vienna was an example last year where everyone was saying the Vienna that came out, it's not the proper Vienna. But the actual tooling on the original Viennas, the factories, because it's so expensive to do a tooling, the factories destroyed that tooling.
Yeah.
And you physically can't remake the old Vienna. So some, like, before the whole process starts, you have to see if it's actually feasible to bring that shoe back, or to actually be able to use that tooling to make that shoe.
Yeah.
But then it goes through that, it's down to anything. So I think if we've had times where we'll concept something, we'll have an idea, and then usually when we get to that stage, we'll pitch the idea to the brand, and then they'll come back with 4 more CADs, and they'll match the colours with what they've got available. And then it goes to that sample phase, essentially. And sometimes we've had it where we nail it on the first sample, and it's essentially goes straight to production, but then sometimes it's 5 samples down the line.
Well, yeah, because like anything, you'll get it in hand and you'll think, oh, actually.
So on this one, we actually got, the original brief was we wanted the materials to be 1-for-1 of the twin. So obviously I really like it when people are shooting them side by side. But this one came back, the sample came as mesh. The factory had done it as a mesh instead.
Oh, right.
Obviously straight away it was like, well, we need to resample it. Because it was a mesh that embroidered the city logo on it as well.
Right.
So sometimes you just get things like that, or sometimes the fact, not necessarily misinterpret the brief, but a dye won't take very well, or a lot of times we use a certain material, and then in transit, that like a certain dye would bleed into the lace, or it'd bleed into the upper, so you can't use that. So there's certain colours you can't put next to each other in certain materials, especially suedes, because the colours bleed.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Gary about the Special thing a while back, and he said that's why they put the alternate laces in a bag and they put
Yeah.
coloured laces the same as the suede on the shoes. So then, if you want a white in it, then you can put it in, but then it's not from the factory that it's going to bleed. It's kind of your call if you want to do things.
Totally. And we get loads of examples where sometimes the second lace is actually the primary lace we wanted, but because of the suede dye and stuff, we have to put it as a second lace.
Yeah. Because you don't want like that a white lace being bled on by Vimto coloured Cordobas or.
Yeah, but the process changes. But I mean, in an ideal world, you essentially go through a concept phase. You'll then go to like getting a CAD, so that's essentially a drawing of the shoe.
Yeah.
Then you'll just go through to sample. You'll review a sample. So I guess these are second samples.
Yeah. So is there a final sample after that, or is that the final one?
Yeah. So sometimes we'll get a final sample, and each brand works different at these sample phases, and then essentially you go straight into production then.
Yeah. So from idea to getting the shoe, obviously we've been a bit thrown out at the minute because of what's going on, but obviously Cordoba was supposed to drop this week, was it?
Yes, it's the 17th of April. So to give you some context, me and Vince pitched this idea to Adidas in about August 2018.
Right.
That's when we started. That's when we started with Liverpool. We did all 6 cities at the start, so that's when we started it. So quite a while ago, really.
18 months then.
Yeah, so not all projects work that. We're currently working spring 21.
Right.
Is in what we're doing. So yeah, we're essentially all the stuff we've got to now to the end of the year is ready to go.
Nice one. Well, and one of the things that another question that came quite a lot was about the Euro pack, because there was a rumor going around that you're not actually releasing them this year. But is that the case or
no? So the original idea was to do them one a week for the run up to the Euros and then to drop Gazzo when the Euros started. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. No, we're not going to hold off. We're not going to hold off. We're still going to drop them. Obviously, there's not a certain sort of event to tie in with date-wise, so we will communicate some dates and stuff. But I think because it's almost retrospective, it's celebrating the Euros of the past and the moment. So it's been nice to tie it in. But from our side, they're still definitely coming. We'll probably do them a little bit more staggered, so it's not for the run-up. So we'll probably do them every couple of weeks or every month.
Right.
But I mean, the reaction of all of them is good.
Have you got them all to hand? Yes, we have.
Yeah.
520. That's the volley and the BC.
Yeah.
Nice. We've been having a lot of love for the BC trainer actually, like the Ibifas and Seville, and is it Miran? Is that right? Miran?
Yeah. Moran, yeah.
The last 3.
So I mean, the interesting one is this one for me because we don't usually use leather a lot on this sort of stuff. But when you actually get these in hand, they're really, really nice. Like, interestingly, we briefed this straight away, and it came through as like a suede. It's like a really maroon suede.
Right.
But we just wanted something completely different. We don't use leather a lot, and it's just, I think there's a reason to want all 3. Sometimes when you have a pack of stuff, you'll usually get one that's like ultimate favourite. Everyone wants that. Then the others almost play a bit secondary. But for this, I think there's a justification. You can almost fight for each one.
You could absolutely have more. I'm going to put it out there, though. I love the leather one. As soon as you showed it, because it's just something that bit different, you know.
Totally.
And even a little bit, I don't rightly or wrongly, I think I could just rock that to the office, you know, and I could slide.
I know loads of people saying that like Friday night shoe, aren't
they? Yeah. What else did we get? I got a really, obviously, I think, we working and like designing the shoes and doing what you do with size. I got a really left field question. I can't remember who asked it. I wish I'd have put who it was. Someone said, away from trainers, what's your dream car? And I thought, what a weird question just to throw something in there. Are you into cars or?
Yeah, I'm into cars. What's my dream car?
Yeah. I don't know why it got thrown out there, but you know, we get the same when they're coming out. But you know, we're flicking through all the questions.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know, and that one just popped out. Like, ask Luke what his favourite car is.
See, I don't know if I. Because is it got to be realistic? As in, I'd have to be able to drive, or just have it in a collection?
Whatever. It don't matter. I don't know. It just says, "What's your dream car?" That was literally.
I'd love. I'll give you a short answer, a couple.
Go on then, yeah.
I'd love a 1968 Pontiac GTO.
Of course.
I'd love a
American muscle.
Aston Martin DB5.
Yes.
Or if just one for every day, I'd love a S63 Mercedes.
Perfect. Yeah, just to float around.
Just yeah. So that'd be my three in the garage.
Your free car garage.
Yeah.
It was just a good question.
No, well, I wasn't prepared for that one, but
No, I know. Well, that was like we had loads of questions all about like the Adidas stuff, and I just thought, like I say, it just stood out. Away from Adidas, then what's your favourite collab that's coming up?
Do you know what? I've got to admit, I thought that question might come, and this one is super, super simple, but for me, it's so classic, and I'm just proper looking forward to these coming out, is these. So it's essentially for the year, we've done a full pack, we've just called it Classics by Size. It's just iconic Reebok models, but all the colours are flipped out to size colours.
Oh, nice.
So it's got so instead of red and blue, it's black and orange. And they're super simple, but the details on these are, so you get exposed foam tongue.
Yeah.
All the branding, like sock lining and stuff's orange.
Yeah.
Chalk leather upper, French terry grey lining, vintage outsole. So it's similar to that sort of down vibe on them.
I love a club seat. That's yeah. Is that the first time we've seen these, by the way? I
put a couple of images out a long time ago, but yeah, it is really. But I'm just mad excited about this. But we're sort of doing a few. Do you see that ZX 500, 5000 I put up the other day with the size colours on?
You just paused then. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Do you know? So this sort of narrative of using black and orange will be a bit more of a theme throughout the year, and we've got. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of this. I'm not going to show it a lot.
No.
But like to use them colours on stuff a little bit. So I'm not going to show much more.
Oh, no way. Right.
But yeah, throughout the year, that sort of orange and black we're going to use a little bit more as into sort of like a lot of things we have stories and stuff on it. But that the story is just size. It's obviously it's a massive year for us, and I think that's the story, that's the narrative.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm just going to flip back to Binsey actually in the comments. He said Renault Clio Williams. Banging. I'm a massive Renault fan. I've had a Clio V6 and all sorts of super Renault sports over the years. So yeah, always wanted Williams. That's one of my dream cars. So yeah, good shout there, Binsey.
If I'd had time to prepare, I could have gone proper to town on that one, but it caught me off.
Wanted to put you on the spot.
I know. I like it.
So just a bit more personal then. What about your own collection? Like, do you still pick up things outside of size, or do you kind of stick with the size stuff, or do you go?
No, everything. Ultimately, I'm a consumer at the end of the day as well. Like, I still see myself as being in amongst all of it. So yeah, I try to pick up stuff obviously whenever I see stuff going through. I think a lot of times you're so immersed in work and stuff coming out, you almost feel a bit more not. You obviously mad excited to see stuff come out, but because we're working on stuff for 18 months, they're super special, but in a completely different way. When it actually launches, you're excited for what's coming again. So it's interesting in the like shoes coming out recently that obviously that Jown 992 that the image come out the other day and stuff like that stuff that mad excites me as a consumer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I class myself as that consumer. So
what was your last purchase?
Last purchase was Stussy Spiridon cage.
Right, okay.
Which obviously, I think and another little bit, we have actually got size Spiridon cage to come in for the summer.
Your own one as well?
Yeah.
Because I think, did the drop on size this morning, was it? I think
Yeah.
GR colours dropped this morning.
Yeah.
So is that a black and orange theme as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's based on Carnaby Street. I can say that much.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. It's a great store. That I like the Carnaby Street store. It's a good one.
But I try and pick up stuff all the time. A lot of stuff I wear is a lot of New Balance, a lot of Converse. But yeah, a bit of everything. I wouldn't sort of pigeonhole myself into saying I'm just into this. I'm always pretty diverse.
Yeah. Well, I class myself, although at the minute I don't think I'm picking up very diversely. I'm picking up a lot of Dunks and Adidas, but I do try and look at other pieces that are coming out and thinking, could I wear them and would I rock them? And like those club tees that you just showed, they're perfect to go with everything, don't they? And it's just something different that you can rock. What else have we got? I think we've covered a lot of it. There's a lot of things about numbers and people asking how many and all that kind of stuff.
Well, obviously, City Series are all 2020.
Yeah.
That's obviously 500 pairs that we did in 2010. You can't do that anymore. I would love to do it, but obviously people come out and say it's not fair, it's not accessible.
And the market's bigger now, isn't it? I think
Totally.
for everything.
Totally.
So in the 500 now is the same as 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, 500 then should I say, same as.
Yeah, totally.
Euro pack, more or less, can we say?
There's a little bit more. I mean, there's not loads more. We're not going to be sat for months, but there's a little bit more. Yeah.
Good, because I need to get I definitely need the Gazas.
Everyone's calling it the Gaza L.
The Gaza L, yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
But all of them have got the illustrations on the top line. Yeah. And then all of them they've got a third lace that comes with the accent colour as well. So that's off the Fair Play logo on Gaza's sleeve.
Right, okay.
That yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, super happy with all of them, to be honest. All the projects this year we've got coming. We've got some amazing stuff that's not even leaked yet for the back end of the year. We're teasing it slowly.
Yeah. You've got all year to play this out, haven't you?
I know.
It all in April. Right, we're gonna end it there because we're gonna save it. I'm gonna drop this as a podcast as well. So
okay, cool.
I really thank you very much for jumping on.
My pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
When's your next size?
We're gonna be Wednesday 8 o'clock.
Wednesday 8 o'clock.
Gary Aspen's gonna come on a visit.
Excellent. So yeah, we'll put that out there, and we'll shout it up for you as well. Get all the Addy boys onto that.
Brilliant.
So thank you. Oh, Binsey just put, what's the biggest shoe of 2020 for size? Question. Let's finish on that one.
I can't. I genuinely can't tell you that. We've got the stuff you've seen so far is big, but we've got some really, really big stuff coming. I genuinely can't say. We've got some massive stuff coming.
I'll speak to you after this. All
right.
Nice one.
All
Cheers,
right,
mate. Thank you very much. So there we go, guys. There's the second installation of iSOLEation conversation. I didn't even mean that either. It just came out. And that's what we're going to be doing going forward. We've got another episode on Thursday. We've got a couple more guests on Thursday to do another live show. And yeah, hope you like it. It's like I say, just get people on, talk live. We put the questions up on Instagram to get the questions preloaded, just because when we're having conversations with like Luke and Matthew, it's hard to follow the comments. So if you're asking questions, so the next time we do it, if you've got any questions, make sure you hit them up in the questions on the Instagram story, and I just bring them off, and then I collate them all. I've got them like literally just like there to read off. So thanks for joining, guys. If you like this, I don't know if you can share it or anything like that. I'm going to try and download it as a podcast. I'm going to save the video to our story, and I'm going to hopefully put it onto Instagram TV. So thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. We'll see you on Thursday for next live stream. Take it easy.